Another episode of Daily Fortnite, your daily podcast about Fortnite. I'm your host, Mikey, aka Mike Daddy, aka Magnificent Mikey, and we have a couple of things to get into today. Obviously, we get the version 4.5 patch notes today, the updates. Unfortunately, we are experiencing some issues at the time of this recording. They will show us here on over here on Epic Games website. They have given us an update as of just a few minutes ago. The most recent update says matchmaking is temporarily offline. We're working to restore the service as quickly as possible. So LTM is down, matchmaking is down. Can't get into a match right now. So we are going to just have to wait until they get everything up and running. But in the meantime, let's go over the patch notes so we know what is going on in this new update. All right, here we go, guys. Version 4.5 patch notes. Double tap. Celebrate summer with a bang. Explosions from the grenade launcher now emit firework effects for a limited time. Double the firepower and fun. The dual pistols can now be found in Battle Royale. Test your aim and let your imagination run wild in the new Playground LTM. Of course, that is when it gets back up and running. The quadrilogy questline comes to an end. Witness the conclusion of Blockbuster in its final chapter, now available in Save the World. Dual Pistols Battle Royale. Experience 2 times the fun and firepower with dual pistols, the newest weapon introduced to Battle Royale. Playground LTM Battle Royale. Train, explore, battle. Show us your creativity in the new Playground LTM as you drop onto the island with up to 3 friends. So that's 4 people totally you can have in the playground. Again, once this is up and running, this is going to be an awesome game mode. We'll go over the rest of the patch notes to give you more details about it once we get down there. Let's see here. Map markers, Battle Royale. This is going to be awesome as well. You can see the visual here if you are following me live on Twitch. I am streaming this episode. Now, let's see here. Map markers, Battle Royale. Go towards the light. Visual indicators are now shown in-game wherever friendly map markers are placed. That's going to be awesome. You're going to be able to mark the map either where you want to go or exactly where you are. If you get separated from your teammates, they'll see that beacon of light, or you'll see that beacon of light, so you don't have to keep going to your mini map to see if you're going the right direction. You'll just see the beacon of light, and your friends will see your beacon of light, so everybody knows exactly where to go. They'll have that visual without having to bring up their mini map and have that distraction in front of their face, or if somebody just happens to start attacking them when they pull that up, that's something that they have to exit out of. You'll just be able to get there a lot easier and quicker with that visual. So let's see here. Blockbuster event part 4, Save the World. Discover how the quadrilogy ends in the finale of the Blockbuster event. Builder Pro for Save the World. Build at lightning speeds. Long awaited Builder Pro controller layout comes to Save the World. And let's get into the general notes here now, guys. Celebrate summer with a fireworks launcher, which has been added as a seasonal item that has firework explosions and replaces the grenade launcher for a limited time. Cosmetic change only. Blocks that are removed while in edit mode are now opaque rather than clear. Blue, white, and red colors still indicate build status. Let's see here. Adjusted to limit player's ability to peek through structures while editing. Boy, that is quite the change. So now we get opaque pieces when you're editing them instead of clear. As they say here, it is going to make it a little bit harder to peek through structures while editing. That has been a big strategy in the game, so that is something that they are trying to nerf here a little bit. Let's see how big that actually is. We'll have to discuss that in a later episode when we actually get the game back up and running and we get to test it out. Let's see here. Save the World and Battle Royale key bindings are now separated. Settings in one mode will not affect the settings of the other. Okay. Change the button that lets you re-roll one daily quest or challenge from the abandoned quest to replace quest to make the behavior more obvious. Okay. known issues. If you want to track the top community issues, head over to our Fortnite community issues Trello board here. We already know some issues here that we've covered that there's, we can't get into the game right now. Battle Royale, limited time modes. Playground. Summary. Playground is a low pressure environment where friends can let their creativity run wild, build massive structures, practice with the weapons and items, fight against your friends, have fun. I think that's the most important thing, guys. Have fun. Mode details. You'll have 1 hour to create, play, and train as you wish. Hop in and try out version 1 of Playground. Drop into the battlefield. Into the battle royale map with a squad of friends for an hour. Friendly fire is on. Players respawn on elimination unless downed by the storm. The storm doesn't start closing in for 55 minutes and takes 5 minutes to close in. Resources gathered grant 10 times the normal rate. 100 llamas will be spawned on the map. Chests and ammo boxes spawn 100% of the time. Again, guys, this is going to be a big deal here. You're going to be able to get in here, as they said, get in there, practice your building, your editing. Friendly fire's on, so you can practice, one-on-one fights with your friends, two-on-two fights with your friends. You can even practice three-on-one with your friends if you all want to coordinate and practice those type of those different situations. Or you can just have an all free-for-all brawl where there's 4 of you all in the same area and see who can last. Again, so we get a full hour to play around in this game mode, so that's pretty awesome. So you get 55 minutes to do whatever you want before that storm starts closing in, so that's plenty of time to go search, run around the map and search and find those chests and ammo boxes, because they will be there 100% of the time. So that will help you get familiar with the map when you're playing a regular game mode. This should, if you search the map, look around, you should be able to play and start remembering the map and figure out, okay, this is where chest boxes spawn in this area. This is where the ammo boxes spawn. This is something that you're going to be able to use in the regular game, because you'll get familiar with those map areas, and you can try to anticipate where the chests are going to be instead of trying to guess. Now, if you're somebody like me who plays the game a lot, you already know where the chests are going to spawn. But if you're a more casual player, this is just going to help you that much more, get that much more familiar with the map that much quicker. Or let's move on here. Final fight. Teams of 12 make it to the final circle and then fight for the victory royale. Mode details. Final fight plays similar to standard battle royale, but instead of the storm circles closing all the way in, they stop partway through the match. When the circles have finished closing in, the final countdown timer will begin. The remaining teams will battle it out until the timer expires. The team with the most players remaining at the end of the timer wins. In the event of a tie, the 2 or more teams tied for the lead win the match. Alright, I've played some of the final fight when they were teams of 20. Now we have them as teams of 12. I really like final fight. I like that final countdown. I like that 60-second countdown at the end of the game. It really puts pressure on everybody to actually, go after each other at the end of the game instead of just, hiding out somewhere. And that's whether your team is winning or losing. If your team is losing, obviously you have to be aggressive, so that you can go, eliminate some of your opponents. But even if you're winning, that means your opponents are coming after you, so they're definitely going to be searching hard for you and coming after you. So you can't just hide in another little hiding place somewhere and try to heal up in the storm. Let's see here. Let's go to our weapons and items. Dual pistols added, available in epic and legendary variants. They do 41 of 43 base damage. They uses medium ammo. Shoots both pistols with one pull of the trigger. Can be found from floor loot, chests, and supply drops. Does not use first shot accuracy. Okay, I really like this dual pistol idea. I like that it does a lot of base damage there. 41 to 43 again. Yeah, unfortunately we cannot have a chance to play with it right now. I haven't got a chance to use it while the game is down right now, but I will be back playing the game later today when the game is up and running. After I go to work, I imagine the game will be back and up and running by then, and I will go test, find this gun and test it out and let you guys know what I think later on. So let's see here. Significant jumps that are landed with a shopping cart now appear in the elimination feed: height, distance, and time. So that's pretty neat. Weapon damage to structures now correctly scales with rarity. Shotgun damage to structures has been reduced by 50% for pump shotgun and 25% for both tactical shotgun and heavy shotgun. They're continuing to nerf the shotguns significantly. Again, I don't know how this is going to feel until we get in there and play the game. But, man, they are really nerfing the shotguns overall. I am anticipating not liking the feel of this, but we'll just have to wait and see. Explosions now damage all structures within range, whether or not they are visible from the explosion center. We're making the following changes to further solidify the identities and strengths of tactical and silenced SMGs. So the tactical SMG removed first shot accuracy, increased base accuracy by 25%, lowered the sprinting accuracy penalty by 15%, lowered the ADS bonus by 10%, and increased damage by +2. Okay, so the tactical SMG is still very powerful. Again, with all these nerfs that they're doing to the shotguns, especially the pump shotgun, tactical SMG is just as powerful, if not more powerful, as a shotgun now, especially if you can get accuracy. Now, they did remove the first shot accuracy, but if you have good aim, that's not really going to matter so much. So the silenced SMG increased base accuracy by 10%, increased ADS accuracy bonus by 20%, and increased damage by +2%. Now, the silenced SMG is still not as strong as the tactical SMG, but man, I have noticed lately, I've been trying to take people down with a shotgun, and even the silenced SMG is taking me out before I can get them taken out with a shotgun, especially the pump shotgun, because it takes so long to get a couple shots off. Now, if you don't get a headshot on your first shot, somebody can take you down with the tactical SMG for sure, and even a silenced SMG before you can even get your next shot off. So shotgun ammo now drops in stacks of 4 instead of 5. More nerfs to the shotgun. Let's see here. Grenade launcher visuals have been temporarily changed to shoot fireworks instead. This is a cosmetic change only. Bug fixes. Boogie bomb explosions are no longer blocked by vehicles. Thermal scoped rifle will now consistently exhibit intended accuracy while in scoped in. Clingers can no longer stick to players through the ceiling or floor. Spike traps placed on a ceiling no longer damage players on the floor above. That makes sense. The thermal scope rifle no longer highlights open chests. That's good, because sometimes I know people have been getting confused when they see a chest when they're using the thermal scope. They think they can go open it, but it's already open. They didn't notice that it was already open. So this will just help you get that visual that, okay, that chest is already open. Only unopened chests are going to appear as hot. Weapons will no longer appear to fire while switching weapons under certain network conditions. Okay, let's see here. One of the other things I really like in this section here that I want to highlight again is the boogie bomb explosions are no longer blocked by vehicles. I really like that. Sometimes it could be a little frustrating where you thought you landed a boogie bomb right next to somebody, but they just happened to be around the corner of a vehicle or of a building, and so they didn't start doing the dance. But this should make that a little bit better now, and make that boogie bomb feel a little bit more accurate and useful. So gameplay. Progress for elimination quests will now be granted if you down an enemy with a required weapon rather than needing to actually eliminate them with it. So that is good, especially when you're playing those duos or squads. In build mode, walls will now try to build at a closer location when placement is blocked due to lack of structural support. Stairs, floors, and roofs are not affected. Auto open doors no longer functions while in the down but not out state. Pickaxes will no longer hit the shopping cart if you are riding as a passenger. Players in the down but not out state can no longer enter shopping carts. Improvements made to the auto pickup weapons featured to be better handle picking up large groups of weapons. Again, another thing I want to highlight again here real quick is the progress for elimination quests will now be granted if you down an enemy with a required weapon rather than needing to actually eliminate them with it. I think this is really great because that means you'll be able to play duos with your friends or squads with your friends, and if you need to, you know, do damage with a weapon or down somebody with a weapon, you'll be able to do that in duos and squads now and not actually have to eliminate them. Sometimes you'll be playing with your friends, you'll get somebody down and then your whole team gets killed and you down that player, but then they get revived, so you didn't get that progress for your quest, but now you will be able to get it just for downing a player, which I think is great. It'll help us all get those challenges done a lot faster and easier. So let's do some bug fixes here. Items dropped in water now stay above the water surface. Excessive fall damage is no longer applied when under certain network conditions. Supply drop crates no longer briefly persist in the world after being opened if it was shot down. They smoothed out the location of all soccer balls and basketballs while under varying network conditions. Players are no longer able to hit building weak spots through other buildings. Having the sprint cancels reloading setting turned on will no longer prevent players from auto reloading their weapon after sprinting. They fixed an issue that applied a constant force to players if they were hit by a shopping cart. Doors that are interacted with multiple times rapidly no longer get out of sync with their state on the server. They fixed an issue where if a player was using a consumable and then exchanged it for a different pickup, it would select the pickaxe instead of the new item. Chests no longer create invalid pickups, such as a 2x chug jug instead of a 2 individual chug jug pickups. This created an issue that caused players to be unable to pick up building materials. Let's see here. Players are now awarded an elimination if the opposing player bounced off terrain and took fall damage before taking enough damage to be eliminated. Okay, I like that as well because I've been using the C4 a lot just for fun, especially around tilted towers area, and I've had quite a few players be downed and even get eliminated while using that C4, but I didn't get credited with an elimination. They just it just came up that they got eliminated by not sinking the landing, but this will be nice. I will actually get some credit for this as long as they took some fall damage before before they actually hit the ground. Let's see here. They fixed a small number of accounts that had incorrect week 5 challenges. Mushrooms no longer spawn on trees in moisty mire. Oh, okay, so they should the mushrooms should still be in moisty mire, but they're not going to spawn like actually on the trees. So they fixed an issue that prevented the ability to open chests by preemptively holding the interact button while approaching the chest. They fixed a gap in the terrain that was caused by the sporting goods store in Greasy Grove being slightly moved by accident. Let's see here. Performance. They improved performance of skydiving on all platforms, especially Switch, by reducing rendering related CPU hitches. They fixed a source of hitching on Xbox One. In rare instances, this was causing up to 2-second hitches for some players. Improved frame rate around swing sets by adjusting physics. Improved performance by doing less work when players are moving outside of your view. Improved performance by moving ammo and weapon pickups. Improved player movement updates in large team games. This should make the movement of other players appear smoother. They fixed skydiving rings, ticking the entire match. Let's get into their audio fixes or updates. Audio changes to enemy building audio. Friendly building audio remains the same. Increased volume of enemy building audio. Increased range of enemy building audio by 2 building tiles. That is really exciting to me as well. Audio is one of the areas I think Fortnite needs to keep improving for sure. This is an improvement, so enemy building will sound louder, so you'll be able to tell when it's an enemy building. And the range of building now, it has increased by 2 building tiles over farther, so that will help. So you'll have a better idea when somebody is actually coming up to approach you. You won't be surprised when they're all of a sudden right up on you if you happen to be looking in another direction. So that will be very helpful. So let's see what else. They added variation to water footsteps on mobile and Nintendo Switch platforms. They rebalanced bass content for surround sound mix. And bug fixes, they re-allowed the first few milliseconds of audio to play if an emote is triggered while jumping. Suspension audio on cars is no longer spammed when jumping or sliding off of them. Shopping carts no longer spam their collision audio if flipped upside down. Fixed issue that caused doors to play and open and a closed sound when opened. Fixed the slowed audio for the step it up emote. User interface UI. The switch seat icon is now hidden when you can't switch seats. The minimap now draws the whole map and bus path instead of nothing when on the starter island. Existing map markers are now removed when landing after jumping from the battle bus to reduce map clutter. Custom voice chat output devices can be selected on PC. They removed damage numbers from shopping carts and added a health bar. The HUD elimination and down but not out notifications have received updated animations. Bug fixes. Damage numbers no longer overlap if damage is done to both shield and health. Object stacks no longer appear as 0 ammo when looted. Map marker icons now properly appear even while on the starter island. Fixed an issue where sometimes map markers wouldn't be removed when pressing right click and moving the mouse slightly. Fixed an issue where the player was unable to drop or split an item after dropping a full stack of items. Let's see here. Art and animation. The cape on the Battle Hound outfit is now available as back bling. Added capes to the Ventura and Venturion outfits. Anyone who purchased these outfits has been granted the back bling to be used on any other outfit. So that's good that they were, they considered that and, gave thought to that and made sure that everybody who has already bought those skins in the past is going to be able to use those back blings and not have to repurchase them. So good on you guys if you already have those skins. Bug fixes. Visual effects for the Oracle pickaxe and Ominous Orb back bling now appear correctly on consoles. Back bling no longer appears in low detail while spectating players. And the replay system. They removed Pro-Am replays from the replay browser. Replay browser entries will now scroll if text doesn't fit. Bug fixes. The replay browser no longer loses gamepad focus if chat window is opened. And here we go, spectating. Bug fixes. The shield bar no longer incorrectly fills and empties when switching between players and spectator mode. Storm effects no longer get stuck on players that were in the storm while being spectated, even after leaving the storm or after switching to a new player. And here we go, some mobile. They added settings on mobile for low power mode and scalability. Improved touch interaction logic to be more consistent and reliable. Touch rotation sensitivity in the locker has been reset. Bug fixes. Vibration setting no longer resets to the wrong value on mobile devices. Fix the bug where lower-end mobile devices weren't displaying the whole island while on the bus. Volume on mobile devices will no longer occasionally become muted. All right, guys, I still haven't played Fortnite on mobile, but I know somebody who has. I might have them here on the show sometime to do a little interview with them and see how they are liking the mobile version. I know they've been playing a lot of it lately, so we can get an interview from somebody who has actually been playing this mode and see how they what they think of how it feels, and see if these updates have made an improvement and what they say about that. Now let's see here. We're gonna go over Save the World. Normally I don't go over the Save the World patch notes because our show is mostly just about playing just about playing Battle Royale and getting better in Battle Royale. But because we do not have that available right now, we will go over Save the World patch notes in this episode, since we have a longer wait before we can get back into the game. So Save the World, missions and systems. Blockbuster Part 4, the finale is now available. Complete the questline and choose a Shadow Ops hero. Heroes, trap schematics, and weapon schematics can now be acquired directly from the collection book through recruitment and research. Select the item you wish to create in the collection book. This can be an item you do not have yet or one that you have already collected. If the item can be created, a recruit or research button will appear. Event item survivors and defenders cannot be obtained using this feature. This costs flux and either training manuals, weapon designs, or trap designs. The resulting item will be level 1, and schematics will have randomized perks. Items can now be unslotted from collection book at a cost of 20 V-Bucks. This will return the same item that you slotted with the same level and perks. This will remove the collection book XP that the item had granted, but will not reduce the level of your collection book or change what rewards you have earned. This XP debt will have to be paid back before you can continue to advance collection book's level. Adding new quest called Independence Day to grant players 2 4th of July themed soldiers, part of Blockbuster Part 4, Stars and Stripes Jonesy, Stars and Stripes Headhunter. Hats and backpacks will not be in this patch, but will be released in an upcoming patch. Players that own these heroes will automatically get corresponding hats and backpacks once released at the appropriate and usual evolution levels. Change the way reward roles work on group missions so that players get a larger amount of a single resource. These missions would reward gold plus a standard amount of 4 different resource types. They now reward gold plus 4 times the usual amount of a single resource type. This allows players to better target specific resources they are trying to acquire. For missions rewarding re-perk and perk up, the rewards can still be split between the multiple types of perk recombobulator resources. Increase the chance for many llamas to upgrade. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where all 2-star evolution skill nodes were required in order to upgrade the rarity of schematics. You now only require the node that matches the item type. Heroes, Stars and Stripes Soldiers, Stars and Stripes Jonesy, Legendary Survivalist, Stars and Stripes Headhunter, Legendary Survivalist. These can be acquired by completing the new Independence Day side quest. Bug fixes. Players will no longer stop moving mid-air if they use Crescent Kick after using a player jump pad trap. A Bull Rush no longer abruptly stops when falling down ledges. Weapons plus items. Bobcat Assault Rifle added to the weekly store, available Wednesday, June 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern until Wednesday, July 4 at 8 p.m. Eastern. Fast firing weapons with excellent damage output and magazine size, but lower range than most assault weapons. Maintains most of its accuracy while moving and firing from the hip, excelling at close range mobile skirmishes. Get a little guest appearance here from my baby boy. Let's see here. Cozy Campfire now heals through walls as long as a player is within its range. Increase maximum ammo limit for light bullets, medium bullets, and shells and slugs. We get light from 5,000 to 6,000, medium from 3,000 to 4,000, shells from 1,000 to 1,200. Added several schematic perks allowing for more creative stacking of certain perks. For melee weapons, we added life, leech, and fire rate to the first and third perk slots respectively, and heavy attack stamina cost reduction to the second slot. For range weapons, we added reload speed and magazine size to the first, third slots respectively. Increased life steal perk effectiveness by 50%. They increase the effectiveness of pistols that fire explosive projectiles, Firecracker Liberator, and Freedom's Herald. Plus 52% damage, plus 79% environmental damage, plus 50% impact. Tiny Instrument of Death gets plus 44% damage, plus 126% impact. Zapper and Zap Zap get plus 90% damage, plus 433% environment damage plus 310% impact. Reduced in air fuse time of the grenade launcher from 8 seconds to 2.75 seconds. Bug fixes: increase the environment damage dealt by remote explosives so it can reliably destroy walls at higher difficulty levels. It is no longer possible for floor spikes or flame grilled traps to hit enemies through floor pieces above the trap. Fixed issue where ice formed by the freezer trap was blocking damage to enemies. The floor spike traps given in the tutorial are now able to be placed on ramps. Fixed crosshairs expanding when aiming down sights with rocket launchers. Replace the headshot base perks from the Zap Zap pistol schematic with more relevant damage perks. Headshot damage was replaced with damage. Headshot explosion was replaced with snare on hit. Headshot streak damage bonus was replaced with affliction. Fixed the whisper .45 not properly displaying a minimap icon when dropped. So yeah, fix the whisper 45 bolt action. Let's see here. Gameplay. Introducing a new enemy, the Super Shielder. The Super Shielder attaches to other enemies like regular shielders, but extends its shield much further, protecting all enemies inside the bubble. This shield also protects the Super Shielder itself. Standing inside the shield lets you attack enemies inside it without penalty. Implemented Builder Pro controller scheme for Save the World. This control layout matches the Builder Pro scheme from Battle Royale. Using gadgets and abilities work the same way as a Combat Pro control scheme, which is the same in combat mode as the Builder Pro scheme. Auto open doors in-game option now affects doors in Save the World. Change loot drops for specialized grenade items, impulse grenades, porta-fort, etc., so that new players won't encounter these items during the tutorial. Most of these items will begin dropping halfway through the Stonewood. Porta-fort will become available toward the end of the Stonewood. M80 and bottle rocket remain unchanged and can still drop during the start of the game. Bug fixes: build quick bar remains focused after entering menu and reassigning weapons while in build mode. The teleporter can no longer be placed under Lars van in Ride the Lightning mission. Fixed bug when canceling a gadget or hero ability by pressing toggle harvest tool or next previous weapon. In each case, previously the button would act as though the gadget ability in questing were not selected. For example, if you had your pickaxe selected and brought out the teddy placement tool, pressing the toggle harvesting tool button would switch the player to their last selected weapon rather than their pickaxe. Now it will switch you to the pickaxe. User interface: HUD scaling option now also applies to the Save the World HUD. Players can select each node on the quest maps to see details and rewards. Removed copy to clipboard buttons in the options menu on consoles. Bug fixes: they fix an issue where the gamepad mapping screen showed the wrong mappings for a number of controls on the left side of the controller for Combat Pro. Damage numbers are once again visible when hitting destructible objects. Fixed a problem where storage transfer was prevented from filling unused space due to bug with M80s and bottle rockets. Exiting and rejoining global chat room no longer occurs after changing certain game options. They fix an issue allowing non-leader party members to select a mission on PC. Fix an issue with mission select menu when switching between keyboard and mouse or gamepad inputs. Headshot damage now correctly updates when updating the perk in the recombobulator. Fixed quest announcements not properly clearing after updating. The play now button for the Jack of all trades quest has been disabled because the button was sending players to zone types where the quest objective isn't likely to spawn. Art plus animation. Clothing cosmetics now properly simulate in the lobby. Performance bug fixes: optimize hover turret latency during combat. Audio bug fixes: updated C-bot launch animation sounds. Audio impact sounds now properly play for elemental husks. And if you're experiencing issues updating, logging in, or crashing in Fortnite, reach out here and they have a link. Obviously, guys. So that little section here was all for Save the World. I still haven't played Save the World either, but again, just wanted to give you some extra content today for the episode because we are experiencing issues, obviously, with the new content update in Fortnite. So you can't get in a match right now for Battle Royale. So I just wanted to bring you some extra content so that you have something to do and listen to in the meantime. For I'm not going to have a game tip today because the this episode is already really long. But what I will give you a tip is when keep an eye on Twitter for the Fortnite team to announce when everything is back up and running. That way we can get into matches. Again, yep, it's still definitely offline right now. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And then once it is up, go get in that playground LTM. Playground is going to be a lot of fun. You're going to learn a lot while playing the playground mode. So go check it out. Play it with your friends. You can practice so much building, editing, again, combat with your friends. Just go test that out once it's back up and running because it's going to help you a lot get better at the game in general. Let's see here. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to end the episode here. Itself, yeah, no new iTunes reviews here today, but yeah, make sure you head over to iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. If you leave that 5-star review with a written review, I will shout you out on the show. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, obviously. I will have, the links for all those in the show notes and in the description of the podcast itself. So please go follow me on all those places or subscribe to the podcast. It's all free to do. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you happen to be watching the episode live on Twitch, or thank you for checking out the podcast if you're listening to it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off now, and I guess I'm gonna just wait patiently for the game to come back online. So until then, have fun, be safe, and don't get lost in the storm.